Okay. So, hello everyone. So, this is Aravindananda is going to start. My topic is database management system. So, before discussing this class, database management system, what is the database is? DMS stands for D for database and M for management, S for system. So, D means database, M for management and S for system. So, what is a database and what is a data? Before discussing database, first we are familiar with the data. What is a data? How the data will be collected? Data, basically we say that data is a raw fact or raw materials. Suppose I will say the data of a student. What is the data of a student? Student data. What is the data of a student? Basically roll number. What is the roll number of the student? What is the name, address, year, hostel, like that. These are the data of a particular student. You may add some more attributes or fields. So, these are the data of a particular student. Similarly, employees, what are the data of employee? Employee number, employee name, employee address, then which department he or she belongs to, salary, like that. These are the data of a particular employees. So, basically we say that data is a raw fact. So, data and information, basically we are using in a computer age, we are using the information. So, whether the data and information both are same, most of the students are think that both data and information are same, but data and information are not the same thing. So, what is a information? When the data is processing, the process data is called your information. Process data is called information. So, we are collecting the data. When the data is processed by using the machine or manually. So, when the data is processed or it may be processed by the CPU, so it is called your information. The processing stage of data is called information. So, the first term is data is over, data is a raw fact. And database, what is a database? Database is a collection of data. When you collect the data of similar type, collection of data collection of data which type? Of similar type. That means data of the same domain. You can collect the data of the same domain. What does it mean? Similar type of data. Suppose I will create the database of a particular university or any college may be. The college database should not contain the data of the bank. Bank is one domain and college is another domain. So, if I will tell, if you build the database of a particular college or university, it contains the data of the college. So, what the data of a college or university? The data of the student, obviously, the student name, roll number, address, details. Then what are the data? Data of the employee, employee number, employee name, employee address, salary, TA, DA, everything, data of the employee. Then another data of the course may be course number, course name, what is the year, how many years the course duration, you can say duration, then how much amount and course type, it may be master degree or UG or what type of degree it may be, different types of course. So, these are the data of a particular course. So, these are the basic data of a particular university, data of the student, data of the employee and data of the courses. So, that means we have to build a database, means you have to build the database of a particular organization, means so when you build the database of a university, the university database should not contain the data of the bank. Bank is another domain and university is another domain. So, you before collecting the data you think what the university contains, which data actually required for the universities. the student data must be required, the course data must be required, the employee data are required. This is the more important, so many other data are there. So, that is after collecting data you have to build the database. So, what is a database? Collection of data of similar type or of the same domain, you can say of the same domain. Then the last term is a database management system. So, how when you build the database, then how the system will manage the data, manipulate the data manipulation. So, that how you can manipulate the data, how to create the database, how to insert the records, how to delete the records, how to update. So, different operations we perform on a database. Our objective is not to build only database. So, after designing the database, so you have to manipulate the data, different manipulation or different operation you perform on a database, that is called a database management system. The system will manage. Which system? Basically the computerized system. The computer will manage the database by using different language or database language like your Oracle or SQL, you can manipulate the data in a database. So, different database we are using different terms, basically we are acquainted with the terms. DBMS stands for database management system. Then another term is your RDBMS. That means the term R is added with DBMS. What are the concept present in DBMS, that is also present in RDBMS. Then another is your ODBMS. O term is added with DBMS, object oriented relational database. This is a database management system. So, RDBMS means, R means what? Relational database management system. Then ODBMS, object oriented database management system. So, database management system is everywhere. So, a new term is added with DBMS. So, R is added with DBMS. So, R is what? R is a relational database management system. So, O means object oriented DBMS, relational database management system, DBMS, database management system. Then KDBMS. So, new term K is added. What is a K? Knowledge database management system. So, database is the root. So, after data like your C language, C++ language, whatever present in C, that is also present in C++, and so some new facilities also added in C++, that is not present in C. Like your different generation of mobile phones or mobile technology 3G, 4G. So, what are present in 3G, that is also present in 4G, what some new advanced techniques are added in 4G, that is not present in 3G. So, when a new generation arises, some extra facilities are added. So, database is your base concept about database, then some new concept will be added with DBMS, that is your normalization, relational algebra, transaction. So, these concepts are added with DBMS, so that is called your relational database management system. When the data is represented in a object format, that is called your object oriented database management system. And the last one is KDBMS. KDBMS knowledge database management system. So, these are the database. So, this is here knowledge database. Knowledge database means it will store one's data as well as one's knowledge. So, these are store only data. Database store the data, relational database store the data, ODBMS also store the data. But in KDBMS we store one's data as well as one's knowledge in computer. So, this is a new technology. Nowadays we have to represent one's knowledge also in computer. So, very simple, suppose I am a layman, I do not have any knowledge about computers. So, how to represent one's knowledge actually in computers? We are basically knows that how to represent one's data in computer. So, basically the data is stored here Data store in where? Data store in a database. Data store in a database. But where the knowledge is stored? Knowledge store in a knowledge base. The knowledge base is used to one's knowledge. Database is used to store one's data, and knowledge base is used to store one's knowledge. So, we have to collect the data, employee data, student data, suppose course data, different data we collect. So, we are storing in a database. So, obviously some language will be required, some database is available in the market. So, like your Oracle, Oracle is one of the database or relational database you can say. Oracle is a database, or you can say relational database, maybe relational database. Oracle, MySQL, Sybase, DB2, Ingress, so many database or relational database available in the market. So, by using the database we can store one's, our purpose is to store one's data in a computer. The database store one's computer, that is data will store in a database by using this language or this database. Oracle is one of the database, MySQL is one of the database, Sybase is also database, DB2, Ingress, so many database available in the market. It is store one's data in computer, student data, employee data, customer data, different data it will store. But the knowledge base will store one's knowledge. So, so many knowledge base also available, that is Mycene, Dendral, so many other that is knowledge base available. So, that will store one's knowledge in computer. So, up to 4 generation of computer language, first generation of computer language, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, now we are in the fifth generation of computer language. So, from the first generation to fourth generation of computer language, we are related with the term data and information. So, different generation of computer language, first generation of computer language, first generation of what generation of computer language, I am talking about language. Second generation of computer language, this is the second generation of computer language. Third generation of computer language, fourth generation of computer language, then fifth. So, first generation of computer language is a machine language. First generation of computer language is a machine language. Second generation of computer language is a assembly. And third generation is your high level language. High level language. And fourth generation is basically your object oriented. Object oriented language, and fifth generation is your natural language. So, high level language is basically you know that Fortran, COBOL, BASIC, Pascal, like that. So, these are high level language. And object oriented language is your C++, Java, like this. So, these are the language under object oriented. And one language is natural language. What is your natural language? Lisp and Prolog. Lisp processing, programming in logic. There are two powerful languages we are using to represent one's knowledge in computer. The fifth generation of language, the research is going on about this natural language. So, these are the two powerful languages, Lisp and Prolog. So, these languages are used to represent one's knowledge in computer. But this These are the, so that means my say concept is from first generation to fourth generation of computer language, we have to represent one's data in computer. But nowadays in fifth generation language, we are representing one's data in computer as well as one's knowledge in also in computer. So, what the knowledge actually, suppose a particular student or maybe a doctor. What is the data of a doctor? Suppose I want to store the data of a particular doctor. Doctor number or registration number, doctor name, doctor address, specialization, salary, address. So, these are the data of a particular doctor or which department he or she belongs to. These are the data of a particular doctor. So, suppose say I will say what is the knowledge of a doctor. So, these data we can store in a database by using Oracle, Sybase, MySQL, different database available in the market. So, suppose I will say what is the knowledge of a doctor, what he or she gain from his experience, or there is no proper definition of knowledge. A knowledge is closely related with intelligence. Basically, a person having more knowledge is called highly intelligent person. So, what is the knowledge of a doctor? What he or she gain from his experience, that is called experiential knowledge. The knowledge we gain from experience. Suppose I am working in a particular field, so obviously I will gain some knowledge from this particular field by gaining some experience. So, what he or she know from his experience, that is the knowledge. What you know, that is your knowledge. So, one's knowledge can be represented nowadays by using knowledge base. So, the research is now going on about knowledge base. So, this is the basic ideas about the database and the knowledge base. Then is there any advantages? What are the advantages and disadvantages of using database? So, before using the database, suppose I will talk about suppose C language or C++ language. I want to store the data of a particular student or employee. So, how to store? There is no database is here. The concept is both C and C++, the concept is file. The file concept is here. By using the file, you can store one's data. Create a file, insert the records, delete different operation you perform and you close the files. Open file, perform different operations, then close the file. There is a file concept used in C and C++, but in suppose you are using Java language. Okay. So, from Java language I will directly connect to MySQL database. So, Java is here and this is a relational database is somewhere else, and Java is somewhere else. So, you write the program in Java, automatically it will store in a MySQL database or retrieve from this database. There may be the single computer is used as a front end as well as back end. Front end means Java programming language and back end means the database. So, the same computer having the front end also the back end, or one computer having the front end and another computer having the database, means MySQL or Oracle, any database. So, that means here C and C++ you store the data in a file, but in Java or any other language we are not using file concept, we store the data in a MySQL database or any other Oracle database or any other database. So, you write the code in Java, automatically the data will be stored in a MySQL database, data will be fetched, retrieve and display on your computer screen. So, the concept is, so here the database is used, database is as a back end, database is called what? Back end, and that is the programming language is a what? It is a front end. The programming language is a front end and database is the back end. So, nowadays, so what is the distinction? If you store the data in a file and store the data in a database, is there any advantages which is better? In C language, C++ language, the concept is file concept. There is no concept of database in C and C++. You cannot store the data in a database, you store the data in a file format. Create a file, read the data, store the data, write the data, then all the operation you perform, then close the files. But here there is a concept of database concept. So, storing the data in a file, storing the data in a database. So, one is a file oriented concept, another is database concept. So, both will be used to store the data. The file you can store the data, in a database also you can store the data. So, which is more secure? Obviously, database is more secure as compared to the file based system or file oriented system. Suppose you are sitting in a particular computer, you are writing a C code, you are writing a C program to store or create a file to store one's data. Okay, suppose your computer is not password protected, maybe suppose you goes out for some times for toilet or go outside for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, some other person maybe come to sit your computer, he or she maybe delete your files. So, that is the security concern is very less as compared to the database, but when you go to use the database, there is a high security. If you create a table or database, so there is a middleman is present between the user and the database, that is called a super user or administrator, and there is also a high security provision in database. You cannot easily modify the data from a database. So, only the authorized person, those who are giving the permission by the super user or by the administrator, that person only modified or changed the contents of the database. So, different file permission or data permission will be provided by the super user here. So, that is called a database administrator. I am a user, you are the users, we are that is storing some data, database is somewhere else, but there is a third person is present between the database and the users. The third person is called super user, or you can say database administrator. The database administrator is the controlling authority of the database. So, the total controlling, that the database will be controlled by the administrator, database administrator. So, obviously, database administrator is a person. So, who is the controlling authority of the database? What are the operations you perform, that by the knowledge of administrator. So, administrator will provide the permission, what part of the database will be used by which user, which part will be updated by which user. So, that permission will be granted by the database administrator. Provide permission and again retrieve the permission, that means again taken back the permission. Permission granted, permission withdraw, that permission will be granted by the database administrator. So, not all the people will update the database, some people will be allowed and that permission will be granted by that particular authority. So, obviously, the database, the data is more secure as compared to the file based system. So, if you talk about the general manual system, so before computerization, if you go to any office, so nowadays most of the offices are in computerized. So, few years back, let it be 5 years back. So, if you go to the any office, obviously there is not huge use of computers, obviously all the data are maintained in a file format. Suppose I want to go to a particular, let it be, my father has lodged a case in the year suppose 2000. Suppose I go to the court and tell me some personnel who is maintaining the files. So, say that sir, please give me the details about my case. My father has lodged a case. So, I want to details. Okay. So, if that person present, he or she say that the file is it is 20 years back, now it is 2020, your father has lost case in 2000. So, 20 years back I want to search the almirahs, there are so many almirahs are there, 20 years back in 2000 it is 20 years back. So, there are so many records are there in almirah, I want to search, it will take some time. So, you will give me 1000 rupees or some amount, because I will say something, so that personnel will be searched. So, that is the sequence, you give me 500 rupees or 200 rupees like that. So, this is the case, or sometimes the personnel, the authority personnel is not present, he or she in a leave for 10 days, let it be. Suppose you are going to that particular section, if you ask to some persons, they say that the authority is not present, he is on leave, he will come after 7 days. So, you come back after 7 days. बुझेला, this is the general concept. मोर 20 वर्ष तले गोटे फाइल लजाइला मो बापा करथिले, धर मो बापा नाहंती, मु डिटेल जानिनी, फाइल माने केस विषय जानिनी, मु जानिया चाहूची डिटेल कोन अछि, कोर्ट रे आसी पचाली, ताले कोर्ट रे जदि से जो सेक्शन रे अछि मो केस सेही सेक्शन को मु गली, सेठी जदि बड़ बाबू बसचंदी, बड़ बाबू कहिले जे 20 वर्षर रेकर्ड 20 टा अलमीरा अछि, प्रति बहुत गुड़ा अलमीरा बहुत गुड़े रेकर्ड अच्छी, मत खोजा टाइम लगे 5 दिन कि 10 दिन पर आस, ये गोटे कज, इट विल टेक सम टाइम एंड ऑब्वियसली वी विल प्रोवाइड सम मनी, ऑब्वियसली अदरवाइज ही और सी कैन नॉट सर्च. सो अनदर थिंग इज इफ द पर्सन इज नॉट प्रेजेंट, से सेक्शन लोक जी नहांती एब्सेंट, I want to search from the another person, the person says that the authority is not present, you come back after 7 days, because he is on leave for 7 days. 7 दिन पर आसिया कहले, obviously it will take some time. So, that means taking a file, you can collect the data from a file, obviously it will take some times. If you retrieve the data from database, obviously the time will be saved. Okay. So, these are the main important difference between the file oriented concept and database oriented concept. And query, that means query processing is very faster. We provide the query and get back the response quickly from database. Whether the maybe a person is available, may not be available. So, I am a person user, I want to provide the query, immediately the server will give the response immediately. Here the query processing is very slow, it will take some time, it will take more time, it will take less time. Here there is a more secure, it is less secure, it is less secure as compared to the database. So, database is more secure, the security in database is high as compared to the file system. Here the query processing is slow, it is query processing is very fast. It will take more time, it will take less time. This is the important difference between the file oriented system and database system. What are the advantages if you are using database? Is there any advantages of using database, and what are the disadvantages? Advantages. Or advantages of using database management system. Obviously, as you know that the security concern is very high, so it is more secure. And next point is the query processing is very faster query processing, and it is more secure. And another is reduce the duplication, redundancy is minimized. Redundancy means multiple copies of data. If the particular data is repeated number of times, that will be minimized in database. Okay. This is the main important advantages of using database. Is there any disadvantage? Obviously, the disadvantage is obviously it is a costlier one. It is more costly. Okay, and sufficient knowledge must be required for the database. These are the main important disadvantages of using database. So, nowadays we are using the basically the pirated software. Suppose you are using database, the pirated software is available in the market. We are purchasing without paying any cost. If you purchase the licensed software or database, then it will obviously costly, not less than 20,000 or 40,000 like that. Okay. So, obviously it is a costlier one. Then I will talk about RDBMS. So, DBMS, RDBMS, DBMS another concept, so many concepts are there. The other concept is how you can store the data. So, this is the schema structure of the database, that is your 3 views of data, how the data or architectural designing of database. You can store the data is like this. So, you are the user, number of users are there, n number of users. So, user 1, user 2, user n. Who are the user? Let you are the users. So, actual database is here. So, this is a database. So, this is called your external label or external view. Okay, this is called your conceptual. View or label, you can say label, external label, view or label you can say. This is your physical label, physical view or internal view or label. Okay. Internal view, external view, conceptual view, or external label, conceptual label, internal labels. There are 3 labels of data. We can maintain in 3 labels are there. This is the basic architecture of database. So, the user in application layers or in, that is user 1, user 2 and user n. There are n number of users. So, who are the users? So, we are the users. We are sitting in a computer by writing some programs or write some data I want to store in a database. So, there is a middleman is present between the database and the users. Everyone is sitting in a computers and everyone's computer is connected to the server, let it be a database. So, database let it be in another computers and every user is sitting one computers. Suppose there are 60 students in a class, every student is assigned one computers. They are performing, create some tables and store the data in a database. Let the database contains in another computer. So, each student is sitting one computers, they write some data or store some data, actually it will store in a database. The database are in a separate computers. So, here the middleman is there, the middleman is called what? The administrator. So, that is called administrator. What administrator? Database administrator. So, basically in a bigger organization, the database administrator is called a, that is super user. You are the user and database administrator is a super user. He or she is the controlling authority of the, yes, controlling, just 5 minutes, controlling authority of the database. Okay. Suppose if there is no database administrator is here, suppose different data are stored here. Suppose this is the exam data. Suppose in a particular organization different data are there, this is the exam data. So, exam data is very confidential. So, if there is no database administrator is here, each and every user will access the exam data and they can manipulate it. So, the database administrator is a controlling authority person who will provide the permission to different users. Which part of the database will be used by which user? Suppose user 1 and user 2, they are belongs to exam section. So, the database administrator will provide the permission to user 1 and user 2, you have to access this exam data only. So, other user 3, user 4, user 5, the permission is not granted, that is cross. The permission is not granted by the database administrator. So, that means only user 1 and user 2 only access the exam data from the database. So, if there will be no database administrator, then obviously each and every user will access the data from the database, they can update, manipulate, every operation will perform. So, no secrecy will be maintained. So, everything will be open to all. So, that is the 3 level of data structure or architecture of database. In top level there is external view, the actual user is there. In the database is somewhere else, it is called physical level or actual data will store. Storing device means physical device, data in a physical device. And middle level is called a conceptual level or conceptual views. So, this is the basic ideas about the representation or architectural view of the database. Okay, thank you all. This is the end of the class.